A lot of people were talking about how wonderful Second Life is. And basically I got sick and fed up with it. So I thought, fine, I'll sign up to this stupid game. And I actually got addicted to it.
Second Life, the online phenomenon that enables users to live out another existence within cyberspace. But what is it? How is it changing the face of online business? And what drives certain people to spend real hours and money in a virtual world?
There's a lot of creation in there, so there's a lot of people starting up businesses in fashion and architecture and selling those on to other virtual characters, and it's got its own economy in there. And it's called a Linden dollar, and one Linden dollar, I'll say $1 US is about 270 Linden dollars, and that actually floats and it changes depending on sort of what's going on in the economy.
My company, Pocket Protector Projects, is basically a metaverse building company. What happens is I build and landscape things for people that don't have the skills themselves. Some of the more professional companies may charge anything from £10,000 upwards for a build. Obviously they're more catering towards the commercial clients like Toyota, Nissan, IBM, the big people. I tend to work for the smaller end of the market.
K0 is a digital marketing consultancy which was founded just before Christmas of this year, so it's been going for about 7 or 8 weeks. Because when you first look at Second Life, it just appeared to be a blank canvas of creativity. Where I think it sort of has the most benefits going forward is actually in taking brands offline, so taking brands which exist in print and TV and the website, and actually looking strategically at what can be done in Second Life.
My role at ITV is a research developer's role, so I work within a small innovations technology team, and we look at sort of future trends and new technologies coming in or that are affected or that affect the broadcast sort of industry and particularly content delivery. We then take those into a research stage and then build, let's say, rapid prototypes, and then they go on for future development.
To actually pick up the skills, it's really quite simple. Everybody has access to the same building tools within Second Life. You all start off with a half-metre square plywood cube and go from there. The difference is the skills that people have.
Remember, the user is as powerful as the content provider. There's no difference between the Endemol going in there and building a building. Well, I can go into Second Life and build the exact same building. The Endemol will have no special privileges or can't contain anybody. So they really have to be up to speed of what they're doing, and sort of it has to be very well planned out on a content provider's end.
There's some wonderful opportunities to be creative. To be an architect in real life takes something like 7 years of training. Obviously working within Second Life, I don't need to worry about planning regulations, I don't need to worry about foundations, access, all the sort of things that normal builders do. I can put things together. If I don't like it, I can just delete it and start again.
Academically, I was slightly above average, say, so I got 2 A-levels. Worked very hard to get my honours degree, majored in corporate strategy, but I was never a big achiever. I was more of a sort of a middle ground sort of person. I'd get through hard work more than say brilliance.
Education really was just very basic. I went to school, did my GCSEs and left, and that was it.
I wasn't a big fan of school, to be honest. I just sort of, attendance wasn't great and things like that. There was only certain things I enjoyed and I really had an interest in.
I didn't go to college, university or anything technical like that. I didn't learn how to build, I didn't learn IT, I just played with it myself. learnt some skills, and it just grew from there really.
I went off to London and studied there for a year doing a foundation in menswear. And that was great because that actually taught me the whole design process of basically taking a concept and then sort of transferring that through into sort of finished product.
I've just had a couple of lucky breaks, I guess, and this all kind of dovetails into where I am now. But when I graduated with my degree in London, I was quite keen to move back to Cambridge, so I actually applied for an MBA training program with Cambridge Cable, which was at the time one of the local cable franchises.
I moved back to London to go to Ravensbourne in 2003, which is nearly 4 years ago now.
I didn't have an MBA, but I thought, I saw the job being advertised and I thought I'd give it a crack.
I got to meet a lot of people outside of my course, and that really then stemmed all my work in broadcasting. So for the second year, again, very involved with Rave on Air, and that's where I met my potential boss. I built a project with Dan Reed, another student here, which is an interactive music video which we were exhibiting.
So I was the only person that got through to the interview stages without an MBA.
And I had his business card, and then subsequently went through third year and contacted him in December, or sort of close to December, and that's how I ended up with a job.
The product, one of the telecoms product areas I've researched, the guy who was interviewing me, he invented it in Canada. So I sort of name dropped in a product called Centrex, and suddenly his eyes lit up.
People develop social skills as they get older, certainly especially being able to cope with difficult situations and uncomfortable situations better.
And I see there's a big distinction between being smart and clever. And being smart is quickly being able to understand the scenario or set of dynamics and appreciate how each one interrelates with one another.
Your general skill to pick up in any sort of education is the ability to learn. I mean, one of the great things here is that the tutors kind of bugger off. They say, okay, here's your brief, goodbye. And you're like, excuse the French, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do? And you hop on Google and you have to learn how to do it, or just you may as well go home. So that's the key lesson you're going to get here. And I think the other key lesson is the amount you're willing to suffer is how much reward you're going to get. And they're the two strong lessons I took out here: ability to learn and ability to suffer.